What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video by Rider Infusion, here to hopefully infuse you guys with some good content yet another day. So today's video is going to be about safety, defensive riding techniques, tips, tricks, whatever you want to call them. We're just going to be riding out on the freeway today, which, by the way, I have not yet done a defensive type riding video on the freeway, so this is going to be a little bit different. A little noisier probably too because of all the wind, but you know what, we're gonna ride, we're gonna have some fun, and we're just gonna talk about the things that I notice, the things that I see that I think are important to point out that would hopefully keep you, me, and everybody else safe around the roads. Looks like we got a fellow rider here, and pretty typical for Florida, no helmet. I actually saw a guy riding a motorcycle the other day, and as soon as I saw him, I instantly thought to take a photo of him so that I can show all of you guys what type of riders you get to see out here in Florida. All right, you guys, I think the first thing that is appropriate to talk about is, or are these on-ramps. Man, you see some guys fly through these corners and I don't get it. I don't do it unless I really know a road especially well, then maybe I'll go a little bit faster. But guys, these are places to slide out. Careful taking these turns. You never know if there's any oil or any other fluids there on the road that could wipe you out. Getting on the freeway, be careful, take it easy, go slow, especially if you don't know the road. All right, so you're on the freeway. For me, in terms of what lane I choose to ride in and the position in that lane constantly is evolving as I'm riding, as traffic changes, as there are exits that come up, as there are on-ramps onto the freeway and people are getting on the freeway. Like, where I ride on the freeway always is adapting to the given circumstances. I don't think there is one right way of knowing which lane you ought to pick to be in. I don't think there's one right way of knowing where you have to be in your lane. It's all got to be adjusted to what is going on. Got to watch your mirrors. Got to know what's going on around you. And I mean, generally speaking, I would be picking the route, the lane that is going to be causing the least amount of resistance, the least amount of, I don't know, chances for anybody switching into my lane. So right now I'm watching this truck on the right. He's probably going to want to go into my lane because he's seeing all those cars on the on-ramp. So that's what you got to watch for, guys. If you see something like that, move over. If you see that he's coming up close to that area and there's nobody on your left, move out to your left, get out of the way so that he can make his lane change safely. If I'm riding above the flow of traffic, like if my speed is slightly higher than the flow of traffic, I would always, 99% of the time, I'd be in the far left lane, the passing lane. But if I'm just taking it easy and setting my cruise control onto a certain speed, a more relaxing speed, then 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna be out in the far right lane. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say that's a lane to stay away from because, you've got people that are wanting to take an exit at the last second. There are people that are coming out from an on-ramp. I agree with all that. And, I think the busy areas where you've got people that, like busy areas as in there's a lot of exits, a lot of on-ramps, whatnot. Those areas, I'll typically increase my speed a bit. Right about now is how I would normally ride, just above the flow of traffic in the left lane, keeping my distance from the cars that I'm passing on the right in case one of them decides to change lanes. Because if they do decide to change lanes, I'm in a position, I'm in a spot to where I need to do the tiniest, smallest little swerve away, and I'm safe, I'm good. And most oftentimes, I'll literally put myself almost right on that yellow line that if someone does happen to change lanes on me, they're just not going to hit me. In terms of, lane positioning, where I'm at, I'm always trying to be in a place where if someone does something quick and rash, which, gosh, guys, admit it, it happens a lot. It happens often. People do some really crazy rash stuff while driving. You know, if someone's frustrated with another car that's out in front of them and they decide to just change lanes, people aren't even going to check their mirrors. You know, they might do a quick glance over and they'll just go right into your lane. So if you can be in a position, in a spot in that lane that would help protect you, that if they do something rash like that, I'm all for that. I am not for, you know, riding up close to the cars that are in and around me on the freeway or any streets for that matter. You know, I'm also a firm believer in that the left lane is for passing, you guys. If you're in the left lane, you should be. You should not have anyone driving behind you that is wanting to pass you. If you're in the left lane and you've got someone behind you, just be nice. Move over for them so that they can pass. Something that's super, super important on the freeway, I think especially because you've got the higher speeds, is for you to be able to see ahead. Go on YouTube and watch videos on motorcycles crashing. There are so many videos out there where, you know, bikes will just be cruising close to whoever it is that's in front of them, and their line of sight is horrible. They do not see what is ahead of them. I think there's a video that I saw where a bike just ran over, I think, a car battery was out on the freeway, and he hit it, and I believe he crashed. You always want to be in a spot where you can see as far ahead as possible. And actually, as I was driving towards where I'm at right now a couple hours ago, there were two instances where I saw tires being blown out. One on a semi on a trailer and another one just on a regular, you know, residential type trailer. But, you know, there's tire chunks flying all throughout and laying on the road. And I was keeping a good distance between the car that was in front of me, and I was able to see that beforehand. But imagine you're riding, you know, center of your lane. You cannot see what is going on ahead of you. So that's super dangerous, guys. Always position yourself so that you can see as far ahead as possible. That's what I do. If traffic slows down to the point where it's kind of stop and go, I would actually typically choose, you know, either the far left lane or the far right lane, just so that I have less cars that are around me. So I'm not worried about anybody, you know, changing lanes here on the left side. You know, it's a median, nothing's gonna happen there. I'm just looking out for one side. I usually would stay away from being in the middle lane just because you're just putting yourself out there in the middle of everything that is going on. And to me, it feels a little bit more sketchy, a little bit more dangerous. I don't feel as comfortable being there. I feel more comfortable when I'm only looking out for traffic on one side of me. Again, right now, I'm hugging this yellow line here to the left because I'm trying to see ahead of that GMC truck that's ahead of me. Obviously, if I was gonna, you know, want to pass him, I would move over and I would wait till I would pass, say, a truck like this, and I would move into the right about here, make sure I got a good open spot, and then I can pass him. All right, there's a perfect example. I was actually waiting for something like this to come up. You see that truck there in the far right lane? He's got a whole bunch of whatever in the back of his truck, a whole bunch of crap. Who knows what that is, pool stuff. But anytime I see anything like that, where, I don't know, it's a trailer, it's something's tied up to the roof of a car, or it's like that. Okay, here's more rubber on the road. Gotta watch for that. I was just talking about it. But like this truck up ahead on the right too, I mean, he's, you know, stuff is flapping in the wind. If I see stuff like that, I always try to get past them as quickly as I can, or as safely as possible. You know, obviously I don't want to go too fast where you're putting yourself in danger in some way, but you know, I just try not to hang around vehicles that have stuff hanging you know, up on the roof or over their trailer or in the back of their bed or whatever else. Right now, I'm in a place or in a portion of the road where traffic is kind of coming down a little bit. It's not as busy anymore. This is where I would usually hop into the right lane, bring my speeds down somewhat into my, you know, comfortable cruising speed, set my cruise control on, and just ride and, you know, relax. But, you know, when you're on a motorcycle, you're never... Oh, I just had a bird hit me. Oh my gosh. What? Oh man, I don't know if the camera caught that, but I legit just hit a bird with my helmet. What? Oh man, that's crazy. I've never had that happen before. Wow. I like turned away at the last second because I didn't want to like hit my visor, have it splat on my visor. Man. All right, well, first time for everything, I guess, you guys. Just hit a bird. When there's no one next to me, like driving next to me, I'm more relaxed in whichever lane sort of position I'm in. But if I'm passing someone, I'll usually always move away. I would rather not gamble with my luck and thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be in a spot where, you know, like if I'm right here and there's a car to my left, that car is gonna see me better through their side mirrors than if I was right here on the right. But for me and my thinking, I would rather not gamble that sort of mentality with that thinking. I don't know what that person is thinking. I don't know if they're gonna check their mirrors. I don't know if they're high on something. I don't know if they're on drugs. I don't know if they're drunk. So the more space that I can create between me and all of the cars that are around me, the better. As I'm passing this truck, I'm giving him space. I've got no one to the left of me, so why not hug that lane or that side of the lane a little bit more just to keep myself protected. As I'm passing them safely, I can move out to the right and get out of everybody else's way, because generally this road, people are going faster than I'm going right now by a little bit. You know, I'm going about 75 right now. People are usually cruising, you know, 80, 82. So, and I think a big takeaway, if you are cruising in the right lane the way that I am right now and sort of out of everybody's way, I think it's really safe to do this if you're really aware of what's going on around you. Like I'm checking my mirrors constantly throughout this entire ride, throughout this drive. I am constantly glancing over at them and seeing if someone is coming up behind me. I'm seeing if someone is in the lane next to me to the left, and, you know, looking at cues and hints and thinking, okay, maybe they might want to move over, maybe they want to take the next exit. You got to read traffic, you guys. You got to stay super vigilant and super hyper aware of what is going on around you to be as safe as you possibly can. All right, you guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. If you have anything that you want to comment on, things that you're noticing, that you're seeing, that you don't agree with, things that I talked about, let me know down in the comment section below. I respect your opinions, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.